In our last video, we were in the Gulf city of Port St. Joe, Florida. We were very surprised to learn that this was actually one of Florida's biggest cities back in the day. We checked out the waterfront, walked the streets of the historic downtown, and of course checked out some of the artwork. In this video,
we're in Panama City, Florida.
For context, we visited Panama City in mid-May, and it was part of what we're calling Wanderlust 2024, our trip from Central Florida to Kansas and back again. Also for context, this was an unusual stop in that the night before it was absolutely pouring, huge storm, and at the time we filmed it, it was under a level 3 tornado watch with another storm on the way, but actually ended up being a very nice morning, so go figure.
Yeah, we almost didn't film this and just continued on our journey, but I'm so glad we did, and as Jeff said, it did turn out to be a nice day. And speaking of storms and severe weather, Panama City was directly hit by Hurricane Michael in October of 2018. It made landfall as a Cat 5 hurricane and caused catastrophic damage to the city. The city was also hit by a level 2 tornado in March of 2022 and a level 3 tornado in January of 2024, so they are not strangers to the severe weather.
Oh wow, I knew about Michael, but I had no idea about the tornadoes. Raised the white flag already, Panama City enough. So on a more positive note, before Caro gets to the historical stuff, I have to say, we actually spent a lot of time in this downtown, way more than I expected, because this was a very pleasant surprise. The reason why there's not many people in the video is because, as I said earlier, we were trying to get in between two storms, so it's actually quite early in the morning.
The pink building to the left is the Marina Civic Center, a 2,500-seat performing arts venue that was open from 1982 to 2018. Unfortunately, it's closed at this time due to damage from Hurricane Michael.
Hey, I thought no more hurricanes.
Oh yeah, you're right. We'll move on to the history.
Yeah, let's get to the downtown.
Panama City, Florida was originally settled in 1765, and it was named St. Andrews at that time. It was incorporated as Panama City in 1909. Here's what's interesting. It was named for Panama City, Panama, because one of the city's founding fathers was hoping to spur real estate development in the area by capitalizing on the intense popularity of construction of the Panama Canal. They also noted that a straight line between Chicago and Panama City, Panama passed right through this city. And it was the closest developed port in the U.S. to the Caribbean entrance of the Panama Canal, shortening the distance for those going there.
As we explore the heart of downtown, our focus is primarily on Harrison Street, as well as 5th and 6th Street, if you're following along on a map.
This alleyway leads you to a 2-story structure that is the Mackenzie Home and Office. It was built in 1909, back when there were hardly any homes in this area at all. Mackenzie was the first mayor, and immediately to the right of his home is Mackenzie Park, an area set aside in 1887 by the original developers, which has been home to many celebrations since the early 1900s.
And right here is the intersection of the three streets that I previously mentioned. Very cool. On the right was a local brewery, so my streak of finding one remains intact. However, as I said earlier, it was like 8 in the morning, so we had no chance to sample the wares. We enjoy street art, and here is the most literal example of that.
Yeah, this city had quite a few cool murals on the sides of buildings. To the right of the brewery is the W.L. Folks building. It was named for Walter Folks, who introduced electricity to Panama City in 1915. Originally, the first floor housed Panama Light and Power Company.
And here on the right is the Center for the Arts.
Panama City has a current population of about 33,000 people. Now, Panama City Beach is its own city. It was incorporated in 1970 and has a population of about 18,000.
Unfortunately, as with most downtowns, not all storefronts were filled, but as you can see here, they sure do a nice job of making those empty ones look very pleasant. And one of them, a little later in the video, actually connects the front of the buildings with the parking lots in the back, so very clever use of that storefront. One advantage of filming early in the morning, you can walk in the middle of the streets.
Panama City actually gets 320 sunny days a year, and you can see even between storms, we were able to get some of that sunshine as well. Here's a few interesting facts about the area. It is home to one of the highest concentrations of wild bottlenose dolphins in the world, so dolphin boat tours are apparently popular. It is also the shipwreck capital of the South, so you can do scuba diving among the wrecks. And finally, it is home to the only deep sea diving museum in the United States.
As we were driving into the downtown, we noticed what looked like an abandoned school, so at this point we're working our way towards that to check it out. So here's the high school. Apparently it hasn't been used since the mid-60s, so we're kind of surprised that it's still standing.
Hey, this might be a good place for those ghost tours we see everywhere we go.
Yeah, I could see that.
So Panama City has been such a surprise. We almost skipped it because we didn't think they had a historic downtown, but it has been great. Now we're in front of the old high school, which was built in 1914. It's been closed since 1965, and you can see the weather's done a number on it. But we're really enjoying downtown. It's been great.
So here we're working our way back down the main street, only on the opposite side. Something we've learned to do more recently in our videos, as it's two very different perspectives.
This building was built between 1926 and 1933. It served as the Panama City Milk and Cream Company and then the Bay Head Dairies on the first floor. But the second floor was the clubhouse for the Freemasons.
Yeah, and it sits right next door to the Dollar General, which we've decided is the official store of Florida. Man, I don't think we've seen any town of any size that doesn't have at least one of those things.
Absolutely.
Not sure how well they're picked up on the video, but the flags that you see throughout downtown honor the servicemen of the area.
Yeah, Panama City is home to Tyndall Air Force Base and the 153rd Cavalry of the Florida Army National Guard. So because of those two bases, the federal government is the largest employer in the city.
So this theater here, which has been pretty prominent throughout the video, has us scratching our heads a little bit. I mean, it looks like it's been completely restored. Everything looks like it's ready to go, but there's no sign that it's actually open. So if anybody from Panama City's watching this, maybe you can tell us what's going on with this theater. And here's that pass-through I mentioned earlier in the video. So with that said, we'll check out a little street art and then wrap this one up. All right, what'd you think of Panama City?
I really liked Panama City. It has a great historic downtown that's obviously undergone some transformation in recent years. A lot of new things going in, restaurants, breweries, some housing. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, this was a really pleasant surprise that we almost missed.
Yeah.
Last night, a huge storm blew through here. Thunder, lightning, rain. This morning, everything's wet, dreary, and we almost just took off. But I'm so glad that we didn't, because not only is this a really cool downtown, it's turned into a beautiful morning.
Great day.
Because apparently there's another storm coming in too, which we're obviously going to miss. So this was a great stop. If you come to Panama City, don't just go to the beach.
Right.
Everybody goes to the beach for good reason, but this downtown is really cool. So I give it a thumbs up.
Me too.
All right, get off the couch. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.